Hey, it's your boy Black Vader with another video. It's been a while, just getting this stuff in order, trying to be as constructive as I can be and need to be. But thanks for listening and watching my videos. I'm back at it. I'm still never gonna stop. But on this topic, we're gonna go into on family. On page 213, you can get the code at producejustice.com. Also, like, comment, subscribe. Um, Black males, do not say that you are a man unless you can prove to yourself and to others, according to the evidence, that you are not subject to the system of white supremacy racism, and that none of your spouses, mates, or offspring are directly or indirectly subject to the power and or will of any white person who practices white supremacy in any area of activity, economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war, counter war. Notes: during the existence of white supremacy and according to compensatory counter racist logic, it is incorrect for any non-white male to identify himself as a male. It is correct for him to identify himself as a person, as a male person, or as a victim of white supremacy racism. Because of the effects of white supremacy racism, every non-white person is a child, or every white supremacist, racist man and racist woman is a master child molester. Because of the effects of white supremacy racism, every non-white person is a child, and every white supremacist, racist man and racist woman is a master child molester. Question: since victims of white racism, non-white people are not allowed to function as families while they are subject to the system of white supremacy, what should the non-white males, non-white females, and offspring do? What can they do? Answer: instead of thinking of themselves as a so-called family, each non-white person should think to him or herself as an individual victim of white supremacy. As such, should do all that he or she can to do to help those who need help the most, particularly those who are usually nearest to them, so-called close kin, who usually expect and need constructive help from them, mate, offspring, etc. Notes: what is usually called a black family under the system of white supremacy, in truth, a victim unit. A victim unit, generally speaking, is any one or more non-white persons who exist subject to the system of white supremacy. Instead of the words mother or father or parent, the term birth mother or birth father, the person from whom the bodies of other people are produced, could be used. The terms that can be used to describe the overall functional mothers, fathers, parents, etc. of non-white people while they are subject to white supremacy are master father, or race father, or master mother, or race mother. These are those white people who practice white supremacy. Victim units are always non-white people who are subject to the system of white supremacy racism. Speak and promote the compensatory counter racist family as the basic functional family of non-white people. Do this by speaking and or acting to promote each person as being part of that family during any period in which he or she, directly or indirectly speaking and or acting to effectively counteract and or eliminate racism, white supremacy. Explanation: a family must justify its reasons for existence by serving a constructive purpose. Therefore, in a socio-material system dominated by racism, it is incorrect to attempt to establish any family, tribe, nation, or class except for one purpose. That purpose to eliminate racism, and to do so by finding truth and using truth in a manner as to promote the production of justice and correctness. While white supremacy exists, what are the correct titles that should be used to refer to what is so-called non-white family? Answer: victim units. 2. Race victim units. 3. Greater victim units. 4. Care units and or share units. Notes: a non-white person who is said to be a member of a family that is worthy of the name family must first of all not be directly or indirectly subject to or dependent upon any person who participates in the practice of white supremacy in any area of activity. During the existence of white supremacy, a non-white person is not and cannot be a member of a so-called traditional family or basic family. During the existence of white supremacy, a non-white person is a servant to and victim of the white family. White supremacists collectively, non-white people who are servants to and victim of the white family are not members of any family. They are best grouplings or servants, victims of white supremacy. Question: while white supremacy exists, what are some correct titles that can be used to refer to non-white people who are so-called married or so-called mated and also have offspring? Answer: care mates / care mated, victim mates / victim mated, victim spouses, victim mother, victim father, victim parents, victim prison mates, race victim mates, etc. Question: while white supremacy exists, what are the correct titles that should be used to refer to the children of non-white people? Answer: offspring, victim offspring, and or victims of white supremacy. What is the first thing you can do to so-called raise your children? The first thing you can do is to realize that you yourself, while subject to the system of white supremacy, are also a child in need of so-called raising. Therefore, you can first try to raise yourself. Raising yourself by speaking and acting to replace racism, white supremacy with justice, balance between people. In the process of raising yourself, you will also be raising your children because you yourself are a child. Question: what is the correct thing to say when people say that non-white people should control and discipline their children? Say: during the existence of white supremacy, all non-white people are children. It is the white supremacists who control and discipline non-white people. Question: it is correct to help a white person to adopt a non-white person? No, because within a system of white supremacy, all non-white people have been so-called adopted by white people. They are adopted for the basic purpose of providing closer contact with one or more white people while remaining directly or indirectly subject to and victims of white supremacy racism. Those individual white people who prefer to pick and choose a specific non-white person as so-called personal property should not do so through the so-called adoptive process. If a white person wants to be of constructive help to a non-white person on a personal level, he or she can do so by promoting the quality relationship with all non-white people in a manner that will aid in better processing the system of white supremacy. It is better that non-white people work to end the system of white supremacy rather than promote confusion by adoptive parenting or of non-white people on the basis of personal choice. These adoptions by white people do nothing to help end the system of white supremacy. It is a system that produces and helps to promote such confusion and does not allow a non-white person to be constructively adopted by any person, white or non-white. The system of white supremacy only allows a non-white person to function as a servant to and as a victim of white supremacy. During the existence of white supremacy, do not try to participate in so-called family in a manner that is so-called traditional, emotional, social. Instead try to interact with each other that is more like sorry, excuse me. I will reread. During the existence of white supremacy, do not try to participate in the so-called family in a manner that is so-called traditional, emotional, social. Instead, try to interact with each other in a manner that is more like a logical business / counter-war association. So, be business. It's more business, less family. This means that you and every other member interact with each other in a manner designed, codified to best promote the guarantee that no person is mistreated and guarantee that the person who needs the help the most gets the most constructive help. Generally, this also means that you and your other members will, in most of your interactions, minimize conflict with each other by minimizing all unnecessary and non-constructive contact. No, the aforementioned compensatory victim unit family network arrangement is probably best and correct for most non-white people during the counter-racist counter-war to replace the system of white supremacy with the system of justice, balance between people. And I think that's it. I think I'm gonna stop right there. I give y'all 10, but thank you guys for reading with me and just rolling with me through this. You know, we gotta keep it going. So I appreciate y'all every step of the way. It's Mike. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, that's it. Stay on code. That's it. Just stay on code. Stay on code. Stay on code forever. Peace out.